Once again, welcome to the Dallas Cowboys headquarters. Today's show is not positive, it is not funny, but it is very necessary for the Dallas Cowboys fans. The Dallas Cowboys just lost to the Los Angeles Chargers, and while the final score tells a part of the story, it does not tell the most important parts. The biggest takeaway from this game is not about Dak Prescott. It is not about the offense. It is not about the injuries or bad luck. The number one takeaway is very simple. Matt Eberflus must be fired as Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator. This defense is very broken. This defense is directionless, and this defense is wasting an offense that is scoring 28 points per game. If changes are not made, this season will go down as one of the most disappointing defensive seasons in the Dallas Cowboys history. The Chargers game exposed everything. Let us start with the Chargers game itself. The Cowboys offense did its jobs. They moved the ball, they scored points, they stayed competitive. In today's National Football League, if your offense scored 28 points, you should be in the position to win most games. But the Cowboys defense once again failed. They failed to stop the run. They failed to pressure the quarterback. They failed to create turnovers. And they failed on the third down, but also they failed in the red zone. Most importantly, they failed when the game matters the most. Justin Herbert was comfortable. The Chargers' offense was calm. There was no fear. There was confusions, disruptions. This is unacceptable. This is not a one-game problem for the Cowboys. This is not just about the Chargers game. It is happening all the season games. The Cowboys are on the pace to become one of the worst defensive units in franchise history. It is not exaggerations. It is not an emotional. It is statistically reality. Week after week, the same problem appear. No pass rush, soft coverage, missed tackles, poor communication, zero adjustments. Good defenses evolve during a season. This defense is getting worse. That falls directly on the defensive coordinator. What does defensive coordinator do? Let us be very clear about the responsibilities. The defensive coordinator is responsible for the scheme, play calling, player positioning, in-game adjustment, and situational football. Matt Eberflus is failing in every single one of those areas. Players look confused. Linebackers are about the position. The defensive backs are playing 10 yards off on the third and short. Pass rushes are being neutralized by the simple protection scheme. That is coaching failure. The lack of the adjustment is the most damaging part. The most alarming issue is not a talent. Cowboys have talent on the defense. The real problem is not adjustment. Opposing teams identify weakness early, and the Cowboys do nothing to counter. If the run is killing them, nothing changes. If closing routes are wide open, nothing changes. If quarterbacks have all day to throw, nothing changes. This is one of the cleanest signs that a defensive coordinator has lost control of his system. Good defense creates moments. They forces turnovers. They get sacked on the third down. They make goal line stones, and they change momentum. This Cowboys defense does none of that. There is no fear factor. There is no choice. There is no identity. Opposing quarterbacks looks relaxed. Opposing the offensive coordinators looks confident. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing for the franchise that once paralleled itself. The offensive is being wasted This may be the most frustrating part of all. The Cowboys' offense is averaging 28 points per game, as we said. That should be enough. Dak Prescott is doing his job. The offensive line is competing. The receivers are producing, but yet none of these matters because of the defense cannot hold a lead or get a stop. This is how season died. Jerry Jones comments after the game versus the Chargers. After the Chargers game, Jerry Jones said he would not fire Matt Eberflus mid-season. That statement disappointed many fans. However, Jerry followed it with something very important. He said, "I might not coach it as difficult. Evaluating him is something we have to do." That is Jerry Jones speaking carefully. This is Jerry Jones, signing changes without saying it directly. What does Jerry Jones really mean? Jerry Jones does not like to admit mistakes publicly, but when he says evaluation is necessary, that means the pressure is real. This defense cannot continue like this. Their numbers are bad. The tape is worse. Ownership sees it. Fans sees it. Players feel it. At some points, accountability has to exist. Why keeping Eberflus is more dangerous than firing him for the Dallas Cowboys? This is a question you may ask yourself. Some argue stability matters. That argument only works when stability produces results. Right now, stability is producing failure. Keeping Matt Eberflus sends a message that mediocrity is acceptable. Firing him sends a message that standards still matters in the Dallas. The locker room is at risk also in the Dallas Cowboys. Players knows when a coach is failing. They see it on film. They feel it on the Sundays. When players stop believing in a system, effort drops. That is when season collapses completely. The Cowboys are very dangerous close to that point. This defense has no identity for the Dallas Cowboys this season and also last season. Ask yourself one simple question. You have to ask your one simple question yourself. What is the Cowboys' defensive identity? As a Cowboys fans, you may ask that question. What is the Cowboys' defensive identity right now? Are they aggressive? Are they physical? Are they opportunistic? The answer is one of both. This is unacceptable for the professional football team like American team. History will not be kind for the Cowboys. If this continues, this season will be remembered as a wasted offensive year. We are remaining only 2 games to end this season, but we are already eliminated from the playoffs. A historically bad defenses for the Cowboys in NFL. Coaching failure. The Matt Eberflus will be the face of the failure. Let us be clear. This is not personal. This is not professional. Matt Eberflus is not getting the job done. The Cowboys' defense is broken. The numbers confirm it. Film confirm it. The results confirm it. For the Cowboys' future, this team, Matt Eberflus must be fired as Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator. Cowboys fans, changing is coming. The only question is whether it comes in time to save the season. But we already eliminated. It is too late for the Cowboys. This is not easy for fans to accept, but it is reality. When a team is no longer competing for the playoffs, the smart move is to start planning ahead. For the Dallas Cowboys, that is meaning turning attention to the 2026 NFL Draft. The NFL Draft is where teams breed their future. Free agents can help fill holes, and trades can add talent, but the strongest team in a league are bred through the draft. This is why ESPN draft expert Mary Kiper Jr. updating his 2026 NFL draft big board is such a big deal. His ranking gives us an eerie look at the top college football prospect who could become the future stars in National Football League. And more importantly, players who could fit what the Cowboys needs. This season has shown many weaknesses for the Dallas. The offense has lacked consistency. The offensive line has struggled to protect the quarterback. The defense has had problems stopping the run, creating pressure, and communicating in secondary. These issues did not appear overnight, and they will not be fixed with one small move. The Cowboys need a clear long-term plan, and the 2026 NFL Draft is a major part of that plan. One of the most exciting names on Mary Kiper big board is Jeremiah Love. Love is a modern offensive weapon. He brings speed, explosiveness, and versatility. In today's NFL offenses need players who can create plays even when things break down. Jeremy Love can do that. He can make defenders miss, gain yards after contact, and change the momentum of a game with one play. For the Cowboys, adding a player like Love would help an offense that has too often relied on the same few playmakers. On the defensive sides of the ball, Caleb Downs stands out as a perfect fit for the Dallas Cowboys. Downs is a smart physical defender who understands the game at high level. The Cowboys have struggled with missed assignments and blown coverages, especially in big moments. Caleb Downs brings leadership and discipline. He is a type of a player who can organize a defense, communicate before the snaps, and make everyone around him better. That is something this Cowboys defense badly needs. Another defense that worth discussing is Sonny Styles. Styles brings versatility, which is extremely valuable in today's NFL. Offenses are constantly changing formations and attacking mismatches. A defender who can play multiple roles along or defenses to stay flexible. Sonny Styles plays with intensity and toughness, and he fits the direction modern defenses are moving. For the Dallas, he would provide option and adaptability. In the trenches, Reuben Bryan is a name Cowboys fans should know. Bryan is a powerful defensive lineman who can disrupt both a run and the pass. Dallas has struggled to control the line and the scrimmage, especially against the physical teams. Reuben Bryan could help change the identity of the Cowboys defensive by adding strength and aggressions up front. When you win in the trenches, everything else becomes easier. Pass rush is another area where the Cowboys must improve, and that is where David Byron comes in. Byron is an edge rusher who knows how to pressure quarterbacks. In NFL, pressure leads to mistakes, and mistakes lead to the turnovers. The Cowboys' defense has not generated consistent pressure, especially on third down. David Byron could help to fix that problem and give Dallas a more dangerous defensive front. After framing, breaking draft news add to another important name to the conversation. Utah offensive tackle Caleb Love officially declared for the 2026 NFL Draft. This is a big news for the Cowboys. The offensive line has been a major issue, and finding a long-term solution at tackle is critical. Caleb Love strengthens a tackle class that needs depth, and he could be exactly what Dallas needs to protect the quarterback and improve the running game. Looking at Mary Kiper updated big board, the message is clear. Cowboys have option. There is talent available, but drafting will require patience, discipline, and clear vision. Dallas must resist short-term panic moves and focus on building a strong foundation. The teams that succeed in NFL are teams that plan ahead and trust the process. For the Cowboys fans, this is not about giving up on the team. It is about understanding where the team is and where the team needs to go. The 2026 NFL Draft represents hope, opportunity, and chances to reset the direction of the franchise. With smart decisions, the Cowboys can return to being real contenders. This is why we will continue to cover every update, every rumor,